What's up, everybody? Gonna just hit a few hot topics today. Definitely, the debate is a big hot topic of the day. Mansplaining is what they're talking about. We'll have to see exactly what that means. Let's take a look.
Powers.
Yeah.
And I actually think if you're a woman, that might be the worst moment J.D. Vance had, because he was going to mansplain right over that mute button. He was.
Now, I watched most of the debate, and I really don't like to get very political, but we are getting close to the election time, as we all know. I'm down the middle, man. I want to pick who is ever the best candidate. I don't care Republican, Democrat, any of that stuff. But it still blows my mind out of a country of almost 400 million, that the choices that they give us for president of the United States. I mean, it's just crazy. So anyway, but that debate there was definitely some key highlights.
And again, I don't pretend to know how everyone will react to this. I think that a lot of women in positions of authority.
All right, I missed that part. I don't really get what she's saying. The moment J.D. Vance gets his mic cut off, let's check that out. Oh, we got to back up on that.
And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important.
I like how they cut him off with the so much to get to scenario. Let me see if I can get my desktop audio turned up just a little bit. What's going on here? Filters. A little bit more gain on that so you guys can actually hear. Let's play this again.
We're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So
I think that's true. I think what he's saying, I mean, it looked like to me that they weren't supposed to fact check. And to me, they obviously did fact check. So, I mean, whatever. I think the craziest part to me was the hey, where'd my deal go? The window capture's gone. Man, there's always so many technical difficulties. To me, the craziest part was when they asked Waltz about his involvement with the Tiananmen Square thing. That was just crazy. Let's see what he has to say.
And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank you.
Yeah, don't let him respond, right? We got so much to get to, but you just made a point. You're not running for president, right? Or vice president, whatever. But yet you just cut him off, right? I mean, this debate, the whole forum of these debates, man, just kills me.
If you're a woman, that might be the worst moment J.D. Vance had, because he was going to mansplain right over that mute button. He was, and again.
All right, they're still into the mansplaining. It's like, I don't really care about the mansplaining. Let's see what else is hot. Vance 2024. What are the topics here? What do we got?
You folks at CBS, and of course the American people, for tuning in this evening. And one of the issues we didn't talk about was energy. And I remember when I was being raised by my grandmother, when she didn't have enough money to turn on the heat some nights because Ohio gets pretty cold at night, and because
yeah, Ohio gets cold at night. It gets cold at night everywhere. Well, I take that back. I'll tell you what's weird is if you're out in the desert, if you live in the desert and it's 80 degrees at night, you're freezing, man. It feels like 40 degrees, and feels like 40 degrees.
His money was often very tight. And I believe, as a person who wants to be your next vice president, that we are a rich and prosperous enough country where every American, whether they're rich or poor, ought to be able to turn on their heat in the middle of a cold.
Yeah, I think that's, pretty fair. To me, one of the biggest problems is energy cost. I mean, think of what it costs to heat your house, what it costs for the AC and all of that. And I agree with the the red side here in regards to the energy. I mean, think if you could cut your energy bills in half, how much more money that would bring back to your bottom line every month. I mean, yeah, I got an older air conditioner, but let me back up. I've got an older air conditioner. Like in the heat of the summer when the AC's running all the time, I'm spending like $400 a month. Okay. Well, calculate that times every house in the freaking city. Does it really cost? How much money are these guys making? Right? What is the profit? How much profit do they need to make off of us? It's insanity. By the way, I don't have a new air conditioner, so I can't actually say, but if I did get a new one, what's going to go down to my bill? They say how much more energy efficient. What's it going to go down to? 380? I don't know.
Winter night, that's gotten more difficult thanks to Kamala Harris's energy policies. I believe that whether you're rich or poor, you ought to be able to afford a nice meal for your family. That's gotten harder because of Kamala Harris's policies.
Now, that's no lie. I think one of the biggest things that kind of cracks me up about the whole thing and what they really should pound on in this scenario is the fact that they're in office. They're in office and they want to say they're going to fix all this stuff and do this, do that, or whatever. I'm just thinking as a middle guy here. I've got to say that I'm in the middle. I'll pick the best person. I don't really care. But when you look at the both sides of this, it's like on the left side, they're in office. Inflation. Look at what your groceries cost. I go to Walmart all the time for my, cooking show when I'm on the road. I don't really eat out. I know the prices in Walmart like no tomorrow. I'll give you a good example. I love Splash water. A 6-pack of Splash water a couple years ago was $1.68. It's anywhere from $2.98. I've seen it as high as $3 something. So we went on 6 bottles of water, small bottles, easily up $1, and that's nothing. I mean, mayonnaise, a jar of mayonnaise costs you $6. Everything in the store is $5 or $6. $5. It's crazy.
I believe that whether you're rich or poor, you ought to be able to afford to buy a house. You ought to be able to live in safe neighborhoods. You ought to not have your communities flooded with fentanyl. And that, too, has gotten harder with Kamala because of Kamala.
All right. We get it. What's this? Need a good laugh. What's this all about?
Senator Langford did it. We could come together and solve this if we... Senator Langford...
I did see somebody making a statement on how JD had some really good-looking eyelash or eyeliner there. Boy, they're right about that.
Did it. We could come together and solve this if we... Senator Langford...
That's some good-looking eyeliner, man. Oh, and then, there's a whole nother deal, the Israel-Iran thing. Oh, my gosh.
And misspoke on this, so I will just, that's what I've said.
So this right here, this deal, his lying or supposed lying, allegedly lying, however you want to put it, this was the thing that really I got out of the debate more than anything. Remember, I'm going to keep saying this. I am in the middle. I pick the best person. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not even independent. I'm nothing, right? I'm nothing. I pick who I personally feel is the best person to be able to run the country. So my point is, everybody, they all lie, allegedly, right? But man, this guy got burned on this, and he really never really answered the question on was he there or not.
So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in, and from that I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Thank you, Governor.
And Miss,
I like how he looks over like, okay, I'm done, JD. Your turn, JD. Your turn. Oh my gosh. This was good. I seen this earlier. This is pretty funny. Some of this stuff, man. Some of this stuff on X is crazy, man. They show some wild stuff. I mean, you gotta be careful on what you show on YouTube coming off of X. You know what I mean? I need like a big square pause button. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna run into. You know. What else is trending? Tiananmen Square. There's my boy Travis. Yeah, they're talking about the big rumor going around is Tyreek coming back to the Chiefs, which that'll never happen. We know that's not going to happen. All right, back to the issues here. What's trending? Joker movie. Robin Williams. Devontae Adams. It's like trending sports. Vance is trending. VP debates. All right, let's go back in it. Dan Rather? What's up with Dan Rather? Dan Rather rips his spineless former network for refusing to fact check during vice presidential debate. Whoa, Dan. You going for it, man. You going for it. My favorite damn Rather moment. What's that all about?
On Iran. These questions to judge a whole career. It's not fair to judge my whole career by a rehash on Iran. How would you like it if I judged your career by those 7 minutes when you walked off the set in New York? Well, now, would you like that?
Mr.
I
Vice
have
President,
respect for you, but I don't have respect for what you're doing. It's
these
fair
questions
to
are
judge a whole career. It's not fair to judge my.
It's not fair to judge my whole career. All right, Dan Rather's not very exciting. Even CNN. What's going on here? Why are they trending?
President, but almost as though he is a sitting president. As Boris, you just noted, getting a briefing from FEMA, getting a briefing from the National Guard. That is not something that is typically just offered to a candidate. They are treating him as though he is a former president who is there to help. And one thing that I had noticed earlier during our...
Boy, that, talk about trending. That freaking hurricane, Helena, man, that was brutal. Fact-checking the presidential debate. Let's check this out.
Think tank's initiative known as Project 2025.
Their Project 2025 is going to have a registry of pregnancies. It's going to make it more difficult, if not impossible, to get contraception.
Okay, wait. A registry of pregnancies. Okay, I was thinking like there's already a registry, but I was thinking, when you're born, you're registered. You don't have to register, I guess, when you're pregnant. I was thinking it the wrong way there. But there's definitely a registry of births. That's what I'm saying. That's where I was going with that.
And limit access, if not eliminate access to infertility treatments.
This claim, which Governor Walz has made before, is false. Project 2025's 900-page policy document is online. You can read it. I've read it. Nothing in it proposes to make anyone...
I don't plan on reading it. I'm just saying.
Register their pregnancy with the government. What Project 2025 does propose is that the federal government takes steps to make sure it is getting from every state detailed after the fact anonymous data on abortion and miscarriage. The federal government already gets this data from almost every state.
Okay, so data we're already getting, we're making a big deal out. Well, okay, what do we got here? Kamala definitely wouldn't want you to share this. J.D. Vance trumped Tim Walz. What's this guy got to say about it?
51% of debate watchers say Vance won. 49% say Walz won. 51%.
Huh. We're split down the middle. Imagine that. As a country. Wow. Amazing.
Of debate watchers say Vance won.
Okay. Undecided Michigan voters. What do they got to say?
One of you said they've made up their mind. Ryan, who are you going to vote for, and what kind of solidified that opinion?
Well, I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris. You know, one of the stark sort of aspects of that debate that really stuck with me was when they were talking about January 6th and how Mike Pence certified the election, and they were wondering if J.D. Vance would certify the election.
All right, so they got one, you know. They got one from the debate. Even CNN had to admit President Trump is clearly taking this seriously. He was treated almost as though he is a sitting president on the ground in Georgia, while Kamala and Joe are nowhere to be in sight. Well, I mean, you know, that's probably on them, wouldn't you say? What's this guy got to say about the debate?
Y'all hear me out. I think Tim Walsh actually fell in love with J.D. Vance yesterday.
I think this guy's so right, man. That's hilarious. What a great take.
I'm not bullshitting. I think he actually fell in love with J.D. Vance yesterday. It was impossible not to like him. Impossible. He was so poised. He talked with such efficiency. He made sure that he...
I'm agreeing all the way with this guy. This was this is really, really, really good. Really good.
Cleared his thought process. He talked with straight, direct answers. He talked as if he say, I'm going to close the border tomorrow. It's going to be closed tomorrow.
This guy's good. What else he got? Let me fast forward a little bit.
Threshold, any thought process, he's going to be the actual checking to Trump. Whatever outlandish things that you think Trump is to do, trust me, J.D. Vance has a commander spirit which is equal or comparable to Trump's.
Okay, I like what this guy's saying. I mean, think about it. That's really what Trump needs. He needs somebody, like when he wants a lollipop and he hasn't had dinner yet, you know, somebody's got to say, hey, Mr. President, you know, you haven't had dinner yet. You get your lollipop after dinner, you know, and this guy's got a great take, man. Great take. I really, really good. I like what this guy got to say. That's pretty bad English, but, you know, whatever. Oh, here we go. These two guys, I'm sure they have a great take. Oh, and they're saying even CNN had to admit that J.D. Vance won the debate last night. Okay, let's see.
But at the beginning, the two issues driving the campaign right now are Harris has a big deficit on the economy, Harris has a big deficit on immigration, and Republicans were happy tonight and Democrats a little bit nervous that on those two issues, Vance carried it. But at the beginning...
Whoa, even CNN throwing out there that I personally thought JD won the debate. And once again, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm in the middle, man. I don't care. I'm picking who I think's best for the country. And the two choices we get. I mean, that's it. It's just crazy. What's this all about? What's Biden doing there? Can you see my mouse? Oh, you can see my mouse on the... Ah, that's cool. I didn't even realize. Oh, no. I think that you can't see my mouse. Maybe you can. I'm new at this, right? I'm not an Osmond Gold, right? I'm working my way up to it.
Getting a briefing from the National Guard. That is not something that is typically just offered to a candidate. They are treating him as though he is a former president who is there to help. And one thing...
All right, we don't care about that. Tim Walz got destroyed so badly by Vance at the debate tonight that even CNN is conceding for him. Vance is much more experienced debater. All right, well, let's see. Let's see what they say.
I think there was a clear lack of preparation and execution here on Walz's part.
I think actually it's the opposite. I think he had too much preparation.
Maybe, yeah.
He had so many lines that he was clearly trying to say that he didn't listen and said when J.D. Vance said one of the...
I mean, they didn't even really give him a chance. If you think about it, you know, every time they would try to like actually debate as humans, the moderators cut them off, you know. Give me a break. Oh, here we go. I wonder what Trump's kid said.
Because a weak America is good for Russia. A weak America is good for Iran, and a weak America is great for China, all of whom are chomping at the bit for a Harris-Walz administration and the continuation of the Biden policies that have failed America for the last 3.5 years.
Well, and I should note, when you talk about Iran, I mean, Iran did hit American troops when your dad was in office. I covered that, and today he was asked about that. He likened the traumatic brain injuries to headaches. But
Oh, brother. Traumatic brain injuries to headaches. You know, that's the thing about Trump. He does say some really stupid stuff. I mean, once again, the two people that they gave us, I mean, that's nuts. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful eyelashes. Beautiful eyelashes. All right, that's going to do it. If you guys like this content, let me know in the comments below. I will continue to keep making this kind of content. You know, I'm trying to diversify the stream. Once again, over 1,000 subs. Thank everybody so much. Going to stay with streaming. Going to do the hotel room cooking. But if you guys would like to hear more commentary of today's news and stuff like that, just let me know below in the comments. And we'll see you next time.